Time to welcome a market voice on the show. We've got Manish Sonthalia joining in. He's joining in, Fund Manager PMS at Motilal Oswal Securities. Manish, good afternoon. Thanks for taking out the time and being with us. So it's been a real wild ride for the market past 1 week or 10 odd days. What do you make of things as they stand right now?
Yeah, I think ever since RBI raised rates, it has come as a shock for market people. But I think the cooling off of commodity prices is a shot in the arm for emerging countries, including India. So unless and until there's some incremental, drastic negative cues coming out of global markets, or something very negative coming out of the election results, I think markets should hold out. And as it is, rate hikes in baby steps going forward, 25 basis point hike for the next 2-3 meets which RBI is going to have, is more or less there in the price. We are all expecting that another 50 basis point hike is there to be is coming. So I think most of the negatives are there in the price, and if the government post the elections comes out and announces some policy reforms, whether it be FDI, retail, insurance, or full price hike, to what extent and in what categories, I think all those things will have a bearing on markets. So it's eyes on the policy front from the government side going forward.
But Manish, what's the sense? I mean, has the market now completely digested what's going to happen on interest rates, and probably the fact, at least that's what economists say, that this is not the end of the cycle, there's probably another round to go. Has that been factored in at 5,500?
I would tend to think so. Even if you look at China, by and large, it's holding at around, let's say, 2,900, 3,000 odd levels, and they are far more aggressive in even hiking the credit, the CRR. So I think inflation is a problem, is well understood by the markets. We are also raising rates. So to a very large extent, the hikes are discounted by the markets. Now, in all probability, inflation would tend to taper off, given the monetary stance which the central bank has taken. So I don't see any incremental negatives coming out of policy rate hikes per se. I think those are by and large discounted by the markets.
Okay, let me apply the same question to earnings now, Manish. From whatever we've seen at the end of Q4, where should the market be? We're not even talking about future earnings right now. We're talking about the evidence at hand, what we've seen so far. Is it ripe for a market at 55, 5,400, or do you think we're trading at a bit of a discount and we should be trading higher?
No, I think given the current quarter's earnings, two major companies are yet to declare numbers, which is Tata Motors and Tata Steel. That will give us a sense of how the profits are going to shape up. But by and large, it has not been a cause of major disappointment as far as the numbers are concerned. Whether you look at it on the from a broader markets perspective, or whether you look at it from a Sensex company's earnings perspective. Going forward, I think post what has come out of RBI's decision, there will be some cut in earnings of banks. So earlier the consensus was working with 1250, maybe closer to 1200, 1210 is what one should be working with. I think the current quarter's earnings would be somewhat more subdued than the fourth quarter, because the full-blown impact of higher commodity prices would have been felt for half the quarter. So we are in the month of May. So half the quarter, so margins would tend to get impacted somewhat more in the current quarter numbers. But post this, I think things would be much more stable, and we would be on course to achieve something like 1200, 1210. So that's the number you are working with. And again, fund flows, etc. If growth slows down in the West, then there is even more a case of funds actually flowing into the emerging markets, where at least even with tempered growth, you are looking at 8% as far as India is concerned. So that in a nutshell provides the bullish hypothesis. I think it could play out that way.
Manish, I know you don't really usually talk individual stocks, but just from a larger standpoint, any thoughts on this whole SKS mess and what's happened from highs of around 1100 at listing, stocks down to where it is? Any thoughts, if at all, if you sort of ever had a coverage or were recommending the stock?
See, the entire business model of the microfinance industry is got disrupted with individual states coming out with their respective legislations and capping of lending rates. Even though the recent Malegaon committee recommendations and the priority sector lending being applicable for microfinance institutions are a positive for the microfinance industries, I think the entire sector is going to require capital to fund these losses, because obviously with losses now coming in on a quarterly basis, particularly the ones who are very active in Andhra, and SKS would fall into that category, there is going to be a requirement of capital going forward, and which is again going to be dilutive. But somewhere close to one-time book, I would tend to look very seriously at this stock, because the stock would have fallen some 80% from its peak, 80-90%. And it's not the end of the road for the microfinance industry per se. If we are able to get an institution like SKS Microfinance, which by in itself very large institutions at book out, on a diluted basis, then I think it would be quite serious to look at this stock from an investment perspective.